Hey, 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 Dr. Joe from Atlanta. Welcome to your Wellness for Life. Happy Monday. Hopefully, you had a good day, good start of the week. Have your week start on Monday, not on Tuesday or Wednesday. You'll be ahead of the game. So, rainy Atlanta. The rain needs to go away. Anyway, Dr. Joe here to your Wellness for Life, where we discuss all the pillars of wellness. Wellness is a state of being, and you want to be good. So one of the things that you may have thought about, or maybe you haven't, but have you thought about how long you're going to work? There are countries, traditionally, retirement's around age 65. Some people just love to work, kind of like me. I have not set a date. There are countries, believe it's Germany, they have their retirement set at 67. So they've recognized people are healthier, they're living longer. So why not raise the bar, raise the retirement age? And I think you may end up seeing that here as well. So there's an interesting statistic I ran into, and this tonight's little live is going to come from the monster section of AJC Jobs. I read this in the paper yesterday on Sunday. And the Transamerica Center for Retirement Studies survey found that 55% of workers say that they plan to work past 65. That's interesting. Maybe they just love work. They want to work, or maybe they have to work. I don't have the breakdown of that, but let's put this into kind of historical context, historical perspective. It's 2021, and we have suffered at least 2 or 3 major kind of stock corrections. If you think about the savings and loans problem and the dot-com bubble and then the Great Recession in 2008, most financial planners and investment people will say that surviving one of them, you probably are going to be okay. You start having 2 or more, it's really going to affect how much money you're going to have for retirement. And really, some of the statistics reflect that. There is a large percentage of people approaching 65 that are not well prepared for retirement, and they're going to be banking on just Social Security. And probably if you tighten your belt, you probably will do okay, especially if there's 2 of you and you can downsize a lot of things. You probably won't be traveling to Australia or Africa anytime on that alone if you're just going to be living on Social Security. Many financial planners will tell you that it's probably best to have about 3 sources of income when you head into retirement. Social Security is one of them. Hopefully that will stay solvent. There's some rumors that by 2035 it will be insolvent, and the way our economy is going now, who knows what will happen there. Number 2, you want something from probably your employer, or maybe if you're self-employed like me, you've set aside a retirement fund or a pot somewhere. And then the third one is you have either savings or some cash producing investment like a strip mall or something that gives you money. But very few have all 3. So I thought I'd talk about the older worker that may be poorly prepared for retirement. And if 55% of people getting close to 65 or thinking about they're going to work past 65, they need to get prepared for interviews, which is something they may not have done in a while. So I'm going to give you 7 job interview tips for older workers. Came out of the AJC, the monster section. So tip number 1, when you go to an interview, stay on point. What you don't want to do is bore your interview or get sidetracked. You want to stay on point. And just like when lawyers ask you a question, you answer the question and then you shut up. You don't keep adding a bunch of extra stuff and get off subject, because that may be boring to the person interviewing you. Number 2, you want to be confident, but you want to be humble. And acknowledge that while you bring a lot to the table, you're an older person, got lots of experience, may have a little gray hair. Yep, some of those. You're sure there are things you can learn. Tell them, you're always open to learning more. You're not looking to come in and step on anyone's toes. You're not going to come in there and rattle everyone's chain or cage. You want to be confident, but you also want to be humble. Number 3, prepare for the virtual interview. My daughter's experiencing this now, looking for dietitian type jobs, and actually talked to her this morning about giving her tips on following up and how to present herself and what to say in a follow-up. So be ready for that Zoom interview technology. They're gonna be using that, and familiarize yourself with the platform, and do a test run maybe to ensure everything is set up properly, and maybe even do a trial run with a good friend. Do like a mock interview. That might be very helpful and kind of brush up on your interviewing skills. Number 4, address the tech elephant in the room. They will assume that this old dog didn't learn the new tricks. Did you learn the new tricks about all the new IT stuff out there? Are you familiar with social media, and you're familiar with the different platforms and stuff? Hopefully you've kept up a little bit. Hopefully you're still not working on Fortran or something like that. You've come into the current century. And you want to mention how you've been keeping abreast with the latest technology in your field. So that's going to be very important. Address the tech elephant in the room and be proactive about that. Number 5, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Defend your social media or lack thereof. And for your first impression in the landscape today is your LinkedIn profile, not your resume. I've had a couple of Facebook Lives talking about the important ingredients in your resume and how to brush that up. Guess what? They're going to be looking at your LinkedIn profile. So make sure that you've got your LinkedIn profile all buffed up, and you may want to get some professional help to make sure that that's looking good. Number 6, don't oversell your decades of experience. Again, you want to appear humble, not too arrogant and too sure of yourself. Focus on selling your relevant achievements. Don't give them the kitchen sink. Don't go rattling on and on and on and on. Answer their question. Your interviewers don't need to know about everything you've done and everything you're capable of doing. And carefully select the key pieces of your work history that demonstrate your qualification. Don't oversell your decades of experience. And number 7, this may be another elephant in the room. Take the age thing off the table. If the age comes up, try to deflect it. Move on to something else. Bring up a different topic. The hiring manager, if you can successfully craft your personal brand and message to your hiring manager, your age experience will be viewed as a valuable asset to the organization. All right. So 55% of people think they could be working past 65, 55% working past 65. Some of them want to, but I think the great majority have to. And for those of you who have to, these 7 job interview tips may be helpful. Let me run through them again. Stay on point. Don't get sidetracked. Be confident but humble. Prepare for the virtual interview. Maybe do a mock run. Address the tech elephant in the room. Tell them that you've kept up with IT stuff. Defend your social media stuff, especially on LinkedIn. Make sure your profile looks good. Don't oversell your decades of experience. Tell them what they need, and then stop and take the age off the table. 7 job interview tips for older workers. And for those of you who don't want to get into this whole thing about looking for another job, interviewing, buffing up your resume, network marketing is a great way to get another stream of income going. You don't have to have a resume. No one's going to interview you. You just bring yourself to the table. You bring your passion. There are great companies out there. Just find the right one. If that interests you, send me a comment, send me a message, and we'll get to work. On that note, have a wonderful Monday evening. Hope Your week will go well. God bless. Dr. Joe from Atlanta. We'll catch you all tomorrow. Bye.